Alright, today I am doing a video for a lobster soup. So I have a lot of people asking me, and they're afraid of, touching seafood, things like that, because, it can get kind of icky and they don't know how to cook lobster and they've never eaten lobster. And believe it or not, I have people that have never eaten lobster, okay? So this is a easy lobster soup that you can make. So you're gonna need a couple ingredients, okay? And I'm gonna list them right here. So you're gonna need these are some chopped up carrot. I'm gonna chop these carrots up. Here's some celery. You're gonna need a little bit of tomato paste. Yes, it's just to give it a little bit of a taste to the broth, okay? Some coconut oil. This is what you're going to use to saute your onion, which is right here. This is okra. Okay. You can watch in my previous video on how to, start okra or use okra. But this is okra, and it's actually very slimy inside. And the sliminess is the fiber, and that fiber actually will naturally thicken soup up. So you don't need to use flour or starch or any cream or anything like that. Okay. Here, some ginger, right here. So that is some ginger root, okay. And here is some garlic, okay. Salt, black pepper, and this is white pepper, okay. If you've never used it, it's actually kind of neat, and it gives it a nice aroma to it. And some sea salt, okay. And of course, your lobster, okay. This is lobster in a can, so why I chose lobster in a can is for people because, like I said, you don't have to really cut up a lobster. You don't have to boil the lobster. You don't have to deshell the lobster. So, for beginners, this is a really, easy way to start. And then you can work your way up from there. Now, the other thing you're going to need is to also give the broth some texture and flavor is some rice. So I'm going to be using some brown rice. You're also going to need, I'm going to add some potatoes to it, just to give it a nice thicker broth to it, okay? Other than that, that's all you're going to need. So I'm going to, first of all, you're going to have to defrost and thaw this can of lobster out. Now, when you buy frozen lobster, it's in a can and it's in the freezer section. The reason why they put it in the freezer section is because it maintains it to become more fresher that way, okay? So if you're gonna look for frozen lobster, it'll be in the freezer section. So basically you're just gonna let this thaw out, and I'm gonna add some water to this, not hot water, just to keep it nice at room temperature there, okay? And that'll take about 2 hours to thaw out, and then basically I'm gonna start chopping the onions and everything, get that all set up, and then I'll be back. Okay, and so here's the brown rice I'm using as well. This is it's a Japanese brown rice. It's a short grain, as you can see. Okay, so you're going to be cooking this for a little while, and what that does is also that naturally thickens the broth up as well. So that'll give it a nice consistency when everything goes in together. Okay, so stay tuned. Alright, so I have my carrots and celery here chopped up. There's a little bit of rice underneath. Now this is going to be your broth boiling pot, and you're going to need another pan. This is where we're going to be searing and sauteing the onions, the garlic, the ginger, and putting the paste in there. And then the water from the can of the lobster we're going to use as the base, okay? And then that all gets added into here, add water to it, and then boil it for until everything is tender. So just get this all set up and I'll be right back. Alright, so here is the okra. I just sliced it up, just want to show you guys how slimy it is. So I don't know if you can see this, but right there, see that? So it is actually really slimy. But like I said, it goes really well when you put it into a soup because it's a natural thickener as well. Okay, so I'm going to put it all together and I'll be right back. Okay, and the lobster meat is almost ready. As you can see, it's been thawed out. So we're going to open this up. You're going to separate it, the water into another bowl, and then you're going to use that as part of your broth. Okay. Now you have to be very careful I'm not actually going to use that as much salt at all. I'm not because this is also naturally salted. Okay, so and they also you have a little bit of sodium in there for preservative. So you have to be very careful. You don't want to over salt, and you don't want to overpower the taste of the lobster, anyways. Okay, so I'm actually not going to use that, and I'm going to be using more the black pepper and the pepper to give it a little bit of a kick to it. So I'm gonna get that all set up. Okay, so I'm sauteing the onions, the garlic, the ginger right now. Use a little bit of coconut oil, and then you want to use some pepper in there. Don't add salt to it, like I said, because we're going to be putting in the lobster. And then you can add salt a little bit later if you need to. And then we're going to add the lobster water, and then basically a couple of teaspoons of tomato paste in there, and all of it goes into there. Okay. Okay, my onions are almost about ready. I'm gonna get the lobster ready now, and we'll get that all set up. Okay, so I got the lobster open here, and I've actually just drained it, and there it is right there. Okay, that's the water. So now there is a couple of ways you can go about this. You can rinse this off too. Just be careful you don't lose the meat or anything like that. And if you rinse it off, you can use it in salads and things like that. And then you can use the leftover broth just to flavor like a turkey soup or a seafood soup or something like that. So there's many ways you can play around with this. But if you rinse it, you just don't want to lose the meat at all. Okay. So I'm just gonna get that set up, put it into my broth that's going to be sitting over there. Okay, so the lobster has been added to it. Okay, so it is the lobster juice, and it's all putting into the broth now. And then we're going to put it all into here, and we're going to do a slow boil and add water to it, of course. And it's going to slowly be simmering and make those vegetables nice and aromatic. Okay. Now, you could also make a lobster bisque. You hear about that in restaurants and things like that. Using this sort of type of recipe, you want to make sure you puree all these vegetables and things like that, and just add it together. They do use heavy cream, but I generally don't use that. Okay, so I'm just gonna add it together. Okay, so I've added all those things, the lobsters in there, and it's just gonna bring it to a boil, and then slowly make all the vegetables nice and tender, and then you have a nice lobster soup. So I'll show you the finished product as soon as it's finished. Okay, so it's finished, and I have my taste test right now, which is right here. Okay, and let's try it out. So as you can see here, there's the rice, there's the celery, there is the lobster. Okay, and it actually smells really great. Smells like a lobster chowder sort of smell. It's really aromatic. You can really smell the aroma of the lobster. So try that out. There. It's really good. Definitely try it out if you're new to seafood and you want to try something easy that that you might enjoy. This might be something that might perk your interest. So if you have any questions, comments, post them below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.